Okay, welcome to the communication station once again with your esteemed host, Schwetzy in the Cut. Schwetzy, what's good, everybody? So we back up in here. First of all, introductions before we get into everything. Number one, the song you just heard has been dropped officially on YouTube. Now it's probably gonna be on a couple other streaming sites once I get things together and get shit uploaded everywhere that I want it to be. So that's number one. If you ain't heard that, go look on my YouTube channel and fucking check out what I just dropped. And beyond that, also go check out my IG page. If you're over here on the YouTube side and you don't watch the IG page, look on the IG page for some extra content that y'all might be missing out. For example, I just fucking got my keyboard working. Well, not mine, it's technically my sister's, but still, for all uses and fucking reasonings, is mine. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, finally got that bitch working, and I was having fun with that little jam session. If you guys want to go check that out, check on my IG page. You know what I'm saying? So today we gonna be talking about this topic about how everything is connected and how they be basically blurring the lines between everything to create certain mentalities and worldviews for people so that everybody is basically of one accord mentally and emotionally and mentality based. You get what I'm saying? So everybody's of one accord so that they don't have to go house to house and fucking force people to do whatever they want as far as an agenda or as far as what they're bringing forth. And we talking about the shadow government here, and we're not talking about this concept that people get into saying like fucking all of us are connected to the to each other and to the trees and all the nature and shit like that. We're not getting into that right now. Like we might have something on that at a later time, but we're not even getting into that shit right now because I don't even want to speak on that shit. But anyways, we talking about how they construct these mentalities and how they subtly just based on wordplay and shit like that and how they be having the same energy behind these concepts for y'all to get lost in, and that way it's misconstrued. That way if somebody is on some unique shit that is resistant towards whatever the shadow government is bringing, or something that is outside that box of what they've created for y'all to sit in as far as a worldview and shit like that, you would be a Christian and team up with a Satanist just to go up against somebody who is like me, or somebody who is bringing forth some shit that is not necessarily accepted at a societal level and shit like that, or it just combats whatever they're trying to bring forth as being acceptable at the moment. You get what I'm saying? And by the way, everybody who's viewing on IG right now, I'm gonna try to keep this as short as I can. But everybody that is viewing on IG right now, your best bet would probably be to move to the YouTube side because my phone's on like 15%. So if my phone died before this video get finished, then it's gonna be non-applicable anyways. It's gonna be taken down off IG and all that shit because I'm not gonna have a chance to save it. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, this is exactly what they do. They create these boxes for y'all to sit in and create these restrictive type of worldviews and shit like that, so that you're not able to be willing to accept all possibilities, or you're not being able to build upon something that is logically understood. You know what I'm saying? As far as when we're observing things, you know what I mean? Sometimes y'all will be more prone and more apt to disregard shit that you can actually see in real life, just so you can continue to go along with whatever mentality or worldview has been created for you at the moment. And you'll claim some shit like belief and faith. You get what I'm saying? Without seeing type shit. You get what I'm saying? What's good, Milo? What's good, Stretch? What's good, everybody who popped up on the IG side as well? But yeah, so you need to be aware of this, how this shit is restrictive in certain ways, and it leans, a lot of this shit leans on faith and belief. Whether that be faith in Jesus, whether that be faith in God, whether that be faith in fucking Satan and Lucifer, whether that be faith in the Catholic Church and that the Pope is gonna do what you want him to do, or whether that be a governmental body, a Democrat or Republican, whoever you think that you elect in this year is gonna help with your opinions and shit like that, and help move things towards a better world and shit like that. Make America great again and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? This is how they do that. A lot of this shit is faith-based. So you displace your faith outside of yourself into some formulation of some shit that you think Jesus is going to come back and save you. God is going to end the world one day and send all the sinners to hell, and all the good people are going to go to heaven and become a part of the rapture and be in the new world and the new earth and shit like that. When all that shit has already happened anyways, but that's besides the point. You get what I'm saying? Shit like this. Same with the government shit. They want you to have faith that Donald Trump or fucking Joe Biden or Kamala Harris is gonna fucking save you or some type of shit. Or if you of African color or whatever, or y'all not really African anyways, but you get what I'm saying. If you a darker skinned person and shit like that, having faith that Kamala Harris is gonna sign y'all up for y'all reparations and shit like that, and y'all finally gonna get a check in the mail or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? That's how they do this shit. A lot of it's faith-based and fear-based as well, because they want you to have faith, but only within that certain paradigm that they've created for you guys. You get what I'm saying? Whenever you step outside of that, that's where the fear part kick in. Whenever you start to actually do shit that correlate more to all possibilities and shit like that, you might put yourself in a situation where you place more importance on certain other things, like beyond working a job, or beyond fucking going to church every Sunday and Wednesday night and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So that's where the fear will come in, because you're like, oh, it doesn't make sense based on how society is constructed shit at the moment. So if I go through a situation where I start having knowing instead of belief, and knowing that I can do this, and I know the steps to take to get to where I'm trying to go in this certain realm of reality that is beyond religion, beyond working the occupation, beyond business means, as far as what has worked for other people and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? You feel like you have knowing in that area, but then that's where the fear aspect of it come in. That's when that shit loop back around, and you will start to develop thoughts and feelings like, man, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't quit my job, or maybe I shouldn't stop going on mission retreats for this Christian church and shit, and going to Africa and helping so-called helping these certain individuals and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Like things like that. That's how this shit is constructed for y'all. So you'll start to develop fear-based mentalities on this shit whenever you're trying to go do some shit that isn't even a part of that. You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying everything is connected, because the lines get blurred, and they do this shit with certain wordplay too. Like, for example, when we talking about governmental bodies and shit like that, you get what I'm saying? governmental bodies. That's why they is correlated to Christianity and religion, because they always be talking about the body of Christ, the body of Christ. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, that's just one example that go to show you that all this shit meshed together and is connected. It was all constructed by the same type of people. You get what I'm saying? Same type of bloodline, same type of families and shit like that. That's why these words and these symbols and the energies behind them and the characters that people be playing out based upon what they're creating for you guys, as far as a worldview or as far as a symbol or some type of subconscious tactic that they can present in front of your face and interact with your subconscious mind, and therefore influence you to do certain things or to behave in certain behavioral patterns and shit like that, and be stuck under these worldviews and shit, and not being able to break outside of them, or you just be too afraid to break outside of them because you think the moment that you quit your job and shit like that, or the moment that you're not doing something the way that everybody else in the world is doing it, you just feel like everything's going to fall apart. And don't get me wrong, sometimes this shit do fall all apart, but the thing is, that's part of the game. You get what I'm saying? That shit is just part of the game, and you got to understand that whenever you're outside the world, you're in the energy of kind of like going against the grain type of shit. So therefore everything's gonna be against you and shit like that. And this is what a lot of y'all people who are like very sheltered don't get about life and the world in general. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people haven't been to that position where they ain't necessarily have the money in their pocket to do this or that, or pay that bill, or fucking work this 9 to 5 for 40 hours every week, 60 hours every week and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? A lot of y'all haven't been to the moment where you've lost everything. Y'all haven't been to the moment where you've had to let go of an apartment that you liked very much, or a job that you like very much, or fucking certain situations where people is supporting you and shit like that. Y'all don't know how to handle that, but that's just part of the game. Whenever you get outside of these things and shit like that, but not for everybody. That's the thing. Certain people know how to navigate these waters without even having to get to that point of fucking having to lose everything and think that nobody got their back now and shit like that. But that's another thing that y'all need to realize. All this shit is intricated. So it's all connected. So for example, you can have somebody who is the biggest Christian in the world, is the most fucking God in their concept, the way that they create it, most God praising, fucking always preaching type of person. You get what I'm saying? They could be one of these individuals, yet a church will not be quick to accept them, or their own family will not be quick to accept them because they're falling out of the money aspect. If they're like a homeless person, you get what I'm saying? That they're the biggest Christian in the world, but they're a homeless person. You get what I'm saying? So a church and even their own family, it would be harder for them to accept them and support them because they're flunked out in one of the areas that is all tied together as far as business, education, entertainment, religion, and politics. You get what I'm saying? They're flunky in one of those areas. So that this person doesn't have a job at the moment and they're homeless. They don't have that stability in that type of area. They don't have an apartment. They don't have a home, nothing like that. They're not making any income and shit. So it would be harder for a person, even if we have the same type of mind in a certain aspect, like we both Christians, we both go to church every Sunday and shit like that. But you, the homeless person, so you're going to have to sit like at the back of the church. You get what I'm saying? So you're going to have to like sit way over there. And certain churches, you might not even be allowed inside and shit like that, because it's part of that same paradigm. It's created by the same people, and all this shit ties together. That's what you guys need to pay attention to. So the best thing that you can do is just do your own thing anyways, because the odds that you're actually able to go into these realms and realities and be able to maintain all these things in the aspect of where it actually looks pleasing to people who are living like a purely third dimensional, just going with the flow type of fucking all their mentalities are built for them and shit like that. If you're going against a person like that and you're not able to maintain it in a way that look acceptable to them, it's going to be so much more difficult for you. And you're going to go through a lot more trial and tribulation and a lot more lessons and a lot more stress with dealing with these things because of that. You get what I'm saying? Because you probably know anyways, if you're a person who's having these type of difficulties anyways, you're probably somebody who knows that you need to be doing something else anyways. You get what I'm saying? You probably know that you're a person that's not necessarily like that shit don't really work for you. You get what I'm saying? You know that necessarily like that shit is kind of detriment to you in some type of way. Whether that be because this is the thing, people get the game fucked up. People will outwardly view you in a certain way and think that you are not making progress because you're not making progress monetarily and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Which if we take a look at life and situations itself, whenever we have these people who are super religious for an image for their parents or for the pastor or for whoever, but they also have their 1-2 together where they can where monetarily they're stable and shit like that, and they work fucking 80 hours a week, 90 hours a week sometimes just to be able to maintain and get by and shit like that. You see that these people be the most suffering, most fucked up people that there is. You get what I'm saying? So that's another thing that y'all who are viewing people who are in situations like this, that's another thing that y'all need to take into consideration. Progress is not about third dimensional. The progress is not necessarily always like it do need to get to a certain point at some point of how long you've been working on some shit. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, true progress is made internally first. You get what I'm saying? And plus, you could be into a lot of shit. You could even be making money off of certain things as far as creatively and charismatic gifts and shit like that. But certain people are not going to acknowledge that, and they're going to look at it as you digressing instead of progressing because you're not continuing to work this 9-to-5 job. You're no longer coming to church with grandma on Sunday. You're no longer, you get what I'm saying? That's how you know all this shit is connected. It's all built up mentalities that have been presented for y'all. So whenever y'all are viewing these things, just because it's not something that third dimensionally look a certain way doesn't necessarily mean that this person is just giving up and they're not progressing anymore. You get what I'm saying? That's what y'all need to realize when y'all viewing this shit, and just know that everything is connected. So therefore don't be fucking quick willing to team up with a fucking Satanist or a Luciferian whenever you're a Christian, just because they have a political point of view that line up with how you viewing things as far as politically and shit like that at the moment, or just life in general. Y'all will look at somebody like me. It would be a Christian and a Satanist, a Luciferian and a fucking Christian who will team up to just because they see somebody like me who necessarily ain't doing shit the way that y'all do it. You get what I'm saying? So and this shit play out in many ways. Y'all will do this shit if y'all have the same type of worldview on political means. Y'all will do this shit whenever y'all have the same worldview about life in general, how you're supposed to make revenue and shit like that, and you need to have a fucking Benjamin Franklin in your pocket, or you need to have a George Washington Jefferson in your fucking pocket. You get what I'm saying? Shit like that. So you will see somebody who just quit their job and shit, and you fucking team up with a Satanist or a Luciferian just because I don't have a job at the moment or something, or you don't physically see me showing you money and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Or you don't physically see me showing you that these bills are paid and shit like that, and I'm not behind on anything. And you get what I'm saying? That's just how this shit play out. So y'all don't get lost into fucking being overly judgmental with people and willing to team up with certain individuals just based on matching mentalities. You get what I'm saying? That's part of it. You get what I'm saying? Like, you do need to be around people who kind of match you in a certain way of how they construct things, but at the same time, not if it's on foolishness. You get what I'm saying? Because that's like the zero accountability space and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? People like this will say some retarded shit and then have somebody in the background who is going to support them just based on them having matching mentalities, even if they're not into the same shit. You get what I'm saying? Y'all need to be having matching mentalities, but also be into the same shit. You get what I'm saying? That's how you really bring it together. But it needs to be something that's beyond shadow government means. It need to be something that you've developed in your own space, and then you find people in the world who are aligned with that and matching with that in a certain way, or y'all just do it as a group together type of shit. Like y'all come into contact with each other and then start watching content like this, and everybody like doing the same thing and shit like that. Y'all are humans. I don't fucking know how it's gonna work for y'all. You get what I'm saying? Because y'all been lost for a long ass time, and not only that, people like us, it's a little bit harder for us to to team up and shit like that. Most of the time, most people like us just want to work alone and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? And only come together when we have to, like late in the game type of shit. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know how it's going to work out with y'all. It might be easier for y'all to build and develop teams and shit like that. It seemed like that's how it is anyway. It seemed like it's a hell of a lot easier for y'all to build and develop teams and shit, you know. So, but yeah, just don't get lost into this shit thinking that everybody is against you, or thinking that everybody has an opposing mentality towards you. You get what I'm saying? Just based upon this person being a Satanist, or this person being a Luciferian, or this person being a Republican, or this person being a Democrat. You get what I'm saying? Y'all, all this shit has been constructed by the same people. All of y'all are doing the same things. All of y'all are saying the same things. They have just gotten so sick with the wordplay and the linguistics that they fucking stretched it out across the entire thing. So y'all are all playing out the same energies and the same vibrations and the same characteristics and the same characters, yet they have a name and title and a fucking terminology for every different thing all the way across the board. You get what I'm saying? So y'all be into the same shit, but y'all have two different ways of looking at it, or y'all will have two different terminologies or two different words to use to describe what it is that you into at the moment. You get what I'm saying? And that go into everything. That's beyond religion. That's beyond politics. Like this go down to mental health, hospitals. This go down to everything. All of it is made by the same people. That's the terminology is just different across the board. That's why y'all be getting so lost, and that's why y'all get into these like real emotional heated debates and shit like that. And damn near like if somebody's a Republican and you a Democrat and you meet them at the bar or some shit, like you might get into a fist fight with this motherfucker just because of how y'all self-identify with this shit, and y'all make it a part of yourselves, and therefore you become emotionally attached to it, and you don't know how to let go, or you don't know how to play out a character for a certain time frame, and knowing when something is useful and when you need to play out certain characters and when you need to do certain things. You get what I'm saying? Just based upon life and experience. I think y'all probably get what I'm saying at this point. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all probably get what I'm saying at this point. So yeah, it's the same all across the board. All of y'all are doing the same shit. All of y'all are saying the same shit. And it just looked like one big fucking ugly ass cloud to somebody like me. You get what I'm saying? That just be following y'all around. And y'all think that y'all different, but y'all all playing out the same shit. Y'all all playing out the same shit. So it just looked the same to me. Everything looked the same to me. I don't see no individuals unless I go to a space where individuals is at, like the spaces that I know about. I'm not even gonna speak on that. But yeah, so yeah, y'all fucking take this into y'all systems, consider the shit that y'all been into. And I'm gonna be fucking back later. Take it easy.